For this particular set, we're going to find the first and second derivative. As you can see, they're all starting out looking like surds. So before we can begin using our power rules or our derivative rules, we pretty much need to change these to index form. So what you need to remember is that if we've got x to the power of a over b, then what that really means is this is the bth root of x to the a. So that will help us go in and out of surd form and index form. So I'm going to write these first as x to the half, and then I'm going to write my first derivative. I can use the power rule now as half x to the minus a half. I'll leave some space to come back and write it as a surd. My second derivative is going to be minus a quarter x to the minus 1.5, which is 3 over 2. So now I come back and I write this as a fraction 1 over 2, that's the half. X to the minus a half is going to be the square root of x on the bottom of the fraction. This becomes minus 1 over 4, that's my quarter. X to the 3 over 2 is x root x. To explain that, I'm going to jump over here to part C and show you how I put this into surd form. So this is x root x, which is x times x to the half. Same basis, this is an invisible 1 power, kind of like that. Then we can add the powers together, x to the 1.5, which is x to the 3 over 2. Another way to think about it is to think about putting it all into the square root sign. So what we've got here is x times the square root of x, which is the same as the square root of x squared, that's what this one is, times x, which is this one here. This becomes the square root of x cubed, and we can use this rule to see that then that would be x to the 3 over 2. So that's how we can find x root x and x to the 3 over 2. That's how they work. So I'm just going to rub that out so I've got room to work in this particular question. What we have here is x to the power of 1/3. It's the third root, cubic root. So my first derivative is 1/3 x to the minus 2/3. I'll leave room to come back to that one. My second derivative will be minus 2/9. That's 2/3 times 1/3. It's like what's 1/3 of 2/3. And then I've got x to the, now minus 2/3 minus 1. Write this fraction down here, minus 2/3 minus 1. Well, the 1 I can change to write that as 3 over 3, that's 1. Then I can see this becomes minus 5/3. That's the index I want here. Okay, back to this first question to write it and tidy it up a little bit. What I'm going to have is 1/3, that's my third. X to the minus 2/3 means it's now on the bottom. And what I have here is the cube root of x squared. This particular question tidied up, and we've got minus 2/9. X to the minus 5/3 is going to be x times the cube root of x. Okay, now